All right, welcome back to the innovation stage brought to you by M12, Microsoft's venture fund. If you'd like to learn more about M12, you can check out their virtual booth. Our next speaker is Gal Diskin. He's the CTO and co-founder of Authomize. Please join me in welcoming Gal to the virtual stage.
Hi everyone, it's a pleasure to be here. So as mentioned, I'm CTO and co-founder of Authomize. Prior to Authomize, I was the vice president at Palo Alto Networks, running about a third of the engineering, I co-founded and led Intel's software security organization and held various other positions such as CTO of various startups. In my background, I'm a security researcher, and my research was featured in various conferences such as DEF CON, Black Hat, Tech in the Box, and others. And as a security researcher, I always thought about how to put the defenses closest to my assets. And in this cloud era, this means putting them in the IAM plane. And come on. Okay, so today I want to talk to you about how we use graphs and AI to allow you to implement true zero trust approach. This begins with why investing in access policy management and security. And the answer is very simple, because this is the best investment you can do to secure your cloud estate and boost your overall security. Actually implementing zero trust principles and not just faking it. And so why do organizations avoid doing that? Generally, because it is hard to do without proper solutions to many challenges. And how is it now possible? It's possible because you can use AI-based automation to solve a lot of the challenges that you couldn't solve before. And what will you gain from doing that? So all the zero trust principle adherence, IAM microperimeters, better collaboration with your line of business, stronger defenses. And it all begins with the point that everybody knows, that to protect your organization cloud estate is no longer viable to focus on network security. What you must focus on is getting your IAM and identity security right. But this is out. Most companies only deal with the authentication, SSO, MFA, and things like that, and not even doing that well. While the core problem is actually the access policies or the authorization layer. And SolarWinds, the recent SolarWinds attack is a good example of why investing only in authentication is not good enough. Worse, centralized authentication can become a single point of failure, as happened with the SolarWinds attackers that targeted the SSO providers. What you actually lack is effective policy, change control, and activity monitoring. You wouldn't allow random changes in your firewall rules, in your CASB settings, or your endpoint protection platform management. But you do allow changes to the raw access policies, which are far more important in controlling access. And by the way, usually control access to those critical capabilities of security. So while companies only investing in securing authentication and not authorization, the answer is simple, because authorization is too hard to do manually. There's no reasonable way to continuously monitor all effective access. There's no, it's very hard to collaborate with your line of business. There's no good method to quantify the risk properly. There's no visibility to establish the microperimeters. It becomes complete guesswork. And there's no way to map identity activities to access policies. But is it truly impossible? Of course not. This is why we founded Authomize. Authomize stands for authorization and automation. And at Authomize, we believe our mission is to help our customers turn authorization into a manageable problem by AI-driven automation. We allow our customers to use knowledge graph-based continuous view of all identities, assets, and effective access, to apply AI-based automated detection of the important assets without content analysis. We apply guardrails on effective access based on our knowledge graph. We offer AI-based analysis of excessive access policies, suspicious activities, policy usage, and we offer automation tools to collaborate and solicit inputs from your line of business while helping business owners tackle things on their own terms and not in the terms that, in technical terms, that they can deal with. So our AI is based on a core knowledge graph representing the actual access policies and the effective access in different systems. Our knowledge graph is unique in that it is based on a circulation model, circulating the actions between identities through access policies, to assets, and through actions back to the identities, which provides us a unique view of usage, by the way, patented. And we use a hybrid generative model based on this knowledge graph to generate the model of the proper access, generative rather than predictive, which allows us to be far more accurate in our recommendations and make explainable recommendations, which is part of the way we use this generative model. Our generative model uses machine learning, deep learning, graph embedding techniques, and other approaches in order to generate the initial step, as well as using advanced optimization techniques, including quantum-inspired optimization, parallel SAT SMT solvers, and various other approaches like genetic and swarm approaches. And eventually, we also, in order to make our AI even more explainable, although our model is already explainable, we also use surrogate models. We apply NLP to translate business language into normal language and to use it in auto tagging and other places. And we apply time series analysis to do activity analysis. Our goal is to help you achieve zero trust at the organization level. There's a classical guidance of the 5 steps to do that. The first step is identifying your sensitive data at rest and in motion. Authomize helps you get a risk-based inventory of all assets at the most granular level within your applications. We help you quantify the risk of identities, assets, and access policies, and identify your crown jewel assets. We help you map acceptable routes for sensitive data, access, and egress through mapping all access policies and analyzing the effective access by all identities. We can even help you generate reports as needed about access, for example, for SOX purposes. We help you architect your zero trust microperimeters by actually establishing true perimeters in the IAM plane, not network perimeters, which are anyways irrelevant in the cloud era, but true IAM microperimeters, either manually or through tools. We help you build those and monitor that those are not broken, which is just as important. And if we speak about monitoring, then the 4th step in the general guidance about how to achieve zero trust is in an organization is monitoring the zero trust environment. We apply advanced analytics that are based on mapping activities to access policies, which allows us to analyze accurately the actual usage of said access policies. We use our advanced analytics also to identify suspicious activities with context, thanks to the previous capabilities I mentioned. We monitor privileged access changes, non-person identities, which is just as important, applications, access policy changes, exposures, and misconfigurations, and far more. And the 5th and last step is embracing security automation and adaptive response. We integrate into ITSM and manage excessive access cleanup processes, together helping you work together with your line of business to achieve true least privilege. We help you get access change recommendations due to lifecycle events, risk, or usage analytics. And we translate organizational policies expressed in natural language to guardrails to ensure that those policies are not violated. So this is about it, and I just want to say thank you to everyone. And if anyone wants to learn more about what we do or about talk about cloud security and the IAM plane security, I would be very happy if you reach out and contact me or contact us through our company email or domain. And that's it. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you so much. If you could go ahead and stop sharing your slides, our audience is giving you a huge virtual round of applause.
Yeah.
All right, if you're looking for your next session, go ahead and check your agenda and head to your next session. And then from there, you can do some virtual networking or even connect with our sponsors. Thanks so much, and we'll see you around.